What up, y'all, and welcome to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the 10th race of the 2023 NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series. We have audible to Charlotte Motor Speedway after some safety concerns arised at Darlington. So we're over here now in North Carolina, and we've got 120 laps of action. Halfway point of the season here, race 10 of the season. So 10 races down after today. We'll have 10 races to go. We've got the All-Star race coming up in the coming weeks. So as always, splitting the season in half. So if you're a driver that didn't win after last year's All-Star race and hasn't won yet this season, this is your last chance to lock up a spot for the All-Star event. We're going to Talladega. So racing in through the showdown. It's been a super speedway every year that I can remember. So it's going to be tough to race your way in. You're going to need a little bit of luck, but sure to be a fun weekend overall. But focus on to today's race. Charles Sanford is on pole for the first time in his 2023 season. It's fresh off his first win of the year at Chicagoland, and it's his 14th career pole in his Digital Storm Cup Series career, back to one pole behind Seth Cole for the all-time mark. So we'll have to see if Charles can get another pole to retie Seth on that record sheet there. Starting to his outside will be Quinton Moore with Sameta Oskin and Jesse Turner in row 2. Lane Sanders and Audra Baranauskas are in row 3. Dylan Young, Richard Johnson, row 4. With Vince Freeze and Rob Evans rounding out the top 5. Following drivers did not make today's race. I'll say them as we go through the rest of the starting grid. As you see the Rich Racing teammates side by side in row 6, as well as Joe Gibbs teammates side by side in row 7. Drivers that did not qualify for today's race: Colin Cropley, Logan Williams, Saden Davidson, Scott Roush, Ricky Freeman Jr., Alexander Rowe, another surprise DNQ, Zach Carrington, Chris Harvey, Bradley Reams, Skylar Taylor, Logan York, Darian Tawn, Owen Miles, Archibald Buttersworth, Benjamin Ice, Enzo Nareza, Corey Raymond, and Derek Hamill. As you see a couple of top drivers starting towards the rear of the field, such as Jonathan Zorlin and Seth Cole, Kev Shearer as well. So speaking of Jonathan Zorlin, Zorlin has won here at Charlotte before. We have not been here since 2020. 4 races have been run at Charlotte in the Digital Storm Cup Series. 2017 saw the number 24 car, then driven by Michael Amato, visit Victory Lane. 2018, Jonathan Zorlin got it done. We did not come here in 2019. And then in 2020, we came here twice, with Andrew Rich winning the first race and rookie Tyler Fink winning the second race. So overall, 2 Chevys, a Subaru, and a Ford have won here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Digital Storm Cup Series. So Toyota, Dodge, they'll be looking to visit Victory Lane for the first time here today. Engines have been fired. Drivers will pull off a pit road, and we'll get y'all to the green flag. So the expected fuel window is going to be 30 to 32 laps. So if this race goes green from start to finish, it should be an easy 3-stopper for every team. Pit road can be a little tricky here, so that'll be one thing to watch out for. And sometimes drivers really try to enter pit road if they can. So it might get a little dicey getting on the pit road if you are not on the inside line. Pace cars down pit road. Green flag is in the air. We are racing once again at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Charles Sanford did not get a good launch. Quinton Moore's going to clear him into turn 1 and take the race lead away. Down into turn 1 goes Quinton Moore. As you see Charles Sanford struggling behind there side by side with Jesse Turner. Sanford will clear for second place for now, but Jesse Turner is going to get a big run here. They're 3 wide behind them. Turner will fall in line for third. Samet Oskin is fourth. Baranowska side by side with Dylan Young for fifth. Outside line's going to be pretty good. The defense here to start off this race going to be hard to pass on the bottom unless you've got a really good car. So the tire strategy will definitely mean that you want to pit later if you want to pass on the bottom, and vice versa. But Jesse Turner just flew by Charles Sanford into turn one, so maybe not. Maybe you can pass on the bottom here early on. As you see, Oskin not able to get a big run. He is going to stay in line here in fourth place. Battle is on between the Roush Fenway Racing teammates of Jesse Turner and Quentin Moore side by side through turns 1 and 2. Quentin Moore's last win dates back a couple of years now, back at Pig Stadium. I believe it was the 2020 season where Quentin got the win at that track. He has not won since then. 2 career wins to Quentin's name. Jesse Turner, his teammate, also has not won since the 2020 season where he got his 2 wins in his rookie year. That last win coming in the finale at Texas Motor Speedway. So Charlotte, a similar track. Could today be the day for Jesse Turner to get the monkey off his back and get it back in victory lane for what would be the 3rd time in his Cup career? The same can be said for Quentin Moore. Meanwhile, though, closing up behind them in 3rd and 4th place is Samet Oskin, who's already won once this season back at Indianapolis. And the one of Audra Baranowskis, who has not had a good year, raced her way into the show through Go or Go Home, as she's been stuck down there. And she currently runs in 4th, looking for what would be her first career win. Audra 38th in the point standings coming into this race. And Audra, you know, 2-time Jerky Pro Truck Series champion, the only 2-time truck champion in the current history of the series, and 12 wins to her name down there in the Truck Series as well. Record marks almost throughout all the categories for Audra, and trying to make a name for herself here in the Digital Storm Cup Series, but it's easier said than done. But she's having a heck of a run here so far today. As we look towards the rest of the current top 10, Lane Sanders, great qualifying effort. He is currently running in 5th place. Rob Evans, up from 10th, is in 6th. Meanwhile, pole sitter Charles Sanford fading just a little bit. Doesn't look like he's got a ton of pace right now. He is in 7th place. Diego Yepes in 8th. Jessica Shelton in 9th. And Dylan Young currently rounds out the top 10. You see one of our 2020 winners, Andrew Rich, currently in 12th place behind son Keith. Richard Johnson's fallen out of the top 10 from where he qualified. Good run so far going for Trey Smith and Colt Hudson. See Nico Tringali currently running in 20th place. He did not make it in the show at Chicagoland. Tringali really needing some stuff to kind of go his way here. He sits 36th in the point standings. It has not been his year after he was so close to winning races a year ago. Tringali really looking for stuff to shift back in the right direction. As we look outside the top 20. See, Kev Shearer has driven his way up to 23rd place already, currently side by side with Allison Liera, who also started towards the rear. She is up to 24th, battling Kev currently right now for 23rd. There you see the 9 of Nate Rogers in 25th. Currently struggling here this afternoon after a tough break at Chicagoland when he dominated the race. Had him finishing towards the bottom of the running order. You see Zachary Fitzwater Sr. is back here struggling as well in 32nd. Sorlin has gained a couple of positions from where he started, but he is still outside of the top 30. As is the 07 of Seth Cole, who is currently 41st. You see Kate Anderson trying to hold on to the draft, but back up at the front of the field. Jesse Turner has taken the race lead away from Quentin Moore, but Quentin does not want to give it up just yet. Fighting back on the 17 through 1 and 2, but Turner going to get the run off the corner, and Jesse Turner is now your race leader here at Charlotte. Not much going on right now at the front of the field. It's really difficult to pass, But you see Rob Evans has moved up to 5th, Jessica Shelton up to 6th, as Diego Yepes is looking to take 7th away from Lane Sanders. Now Shelton looking to the inside of Evans for the 5th spot. Meanwhile, Charles Sanford has continued to fall. He is down to 9th, just ahead of Dylan Young, who has been holding on to 10th place. But how about Allison Liera has driven up to 11th place here on track at Charlotte. Remember, she was outside of the top 20 about 10 laps ago. So she has done a great job driving through traffic. This number 10 car looks really fast. Fastest lap on the race belongs to Baranowskis, but Liera, who's been in traffic, 14th on that board. We could see the 10 set a fast lap once pit stops are completed for the first time this afternoon. Meanwhile, Andrew Rich at his hometown track, not really moving forward. Kind of has just been sitting here around 12th place so far. Not much going on for him. We see Nico Tringali up to 18th place, continuing to move forward. Kev Shearer has kind of stalled out. He is still in 22nd place. Meanwhile, Jonathan Zorlin, he's moved up to 27th, so he's starting to pick off drivers one by one. But once again, cannot say the same for Seth Cole, who is still down in 36th. A little better than the last time we saw him, but struggling still nonetheless. Pit stops are underway here on lap 32, coming to 33. Quentin Moore is the first one to bring it down the pit lane. Rob Evans, Diego Yepes, Lane Sanders all coming down with him. Nate Rogers with the undercut as well. Jesse Turner's going to surrender the lead, come down next time by, along with Sameta Oskin and Audra Baranowskis. Jessica Shelton, Allison Liera. Liera is all the way up into the top 10 now. Keith Rich going to be the first to stay out. Oh, Ace Rogers, that is not legal. That is going to be a huge penalty for the 63 car. See Jonathan Zorlin down, Seth Cole. Oh, wow. That is weird how they go into their pit stalls there. Keith Rich takes the race lead. He'll be the first on the overcut strategy. Let's see, will he pit this time by? Yes, he will. Alex Ferranti, William Brock down pit road with him. They stayed out. See Quentin Moore already back out. Stephen Waters, Kate Anderson, the other two to stay out. So 5 drivers in total on the overcut strategy. We'll see how it pans out for them. Pit cycle complete. Lap 37 of the race. Quentin Moore currently gone with a near 4-second lead over the 17 of Jesse Turner. Rob Evans is 3rd. Audra Baranowskis and Diego Yepes battling it out right now for 5th. But Allison Liera is up to 6th place, 6 seconds back from Quentin Moore right now, but did pit a lap later than him. And Liera, man, her car is hooked up. You see it 5th on the fastest lap chart now with the 28.730. Ryan Brommer top of the chart with the 28.661. But Liera just drove by Diego Yepes for 5th place, now looking to take 4th away from Baranowskis. Two-time champions here side by side, but Liera's championships have come here in the Digital Storm Cup Series. So we saw Fitzwater there on pit road with an apparent issue. Priya McShane up to 7th place. Ace Rogers served that penalty. He is a lap down. Lane Sanders is 8th, Henry Sanford 9th, and Jessica Shelton rounds out the top 10. You see Sameta Oskin currently running in 11th. A highlight of a couple of drivers here. Nate Rogers up to 15th place. Kev Shearer 17th. Jonathan Zorlin currently running in 19th. As the highest of the overcutters from the 5 that we saw pit is currently Alex Ferranti in 20th place. Ferranti, one of those drivers still looking for his first career Digital Storm Cup Series win. Might need a little luck to make it happen here today. We see William Brock back in 23rd, now racing for 23rd on Lucas Catano. Man, Charles Sanford, I don't know what happened on his pit stop, but he has fallen all the way to 26th. Not the day the pole sitter wanted, fresh off that win at Chicagoland. You see Keith Rich, man, he had a tough go at it getting on the pit road. You know, pit road was super busy when those 5 drivers went down the pit lane, so they might have gotten a little checked up despite getting fresh tires. You see Seth Cole is still down here in 36, man. It has not been his day. Fitzwater, of course, a couple laps down now. He is just at the end of 2 laps down. He's got the tires on his side. So he'll be passing people, no problem, but his race effectively over as he's currently in last. Allison Liera has made it up to the back bumper of Jesse Turner, looking for 2nd place position. She'll move to the inside of Turner, heading into turn 3. Liera with the noses. Now Roy Ribbleton's got a problem there on pit road. The Red Bull number 83. We're hearing there's an oil leak on his race car. They are looking to see if they can patch it, fix it up. So Liera will pass Jesse Turner for 2nd place. Now the gap is 3.6 seconds. Now without draft, can Liera hunt down Quinton Moore for the race lead? She's got a bit of a tire advantage at the moment. So let's see this time by. Oh yeah, that gap is closing up really quickly. As the 63 of Ace Rogers will be looking to maybe follow Liera and have a chance to unlap himself here before the next pit cycle begins. But your top 5 right now is Quinton Moore, Allison Liera, Jesse Turner, Rob Evans, and Audra Baranowskis, with Yepes, Henry Sanford, Lane Sanders, Priya McShane, and Colt Hudson, your current top 10. Well, a couple laps have gone by. Liera has only been able to shave off a couple of tenths, and I think it's because Quinton Moore has caught the draft of Dennis Moore. As Liera has pulled away enough from Audra Baranowskis, who now sits in 3rd. Liera is not getting any draft. Meanwhile, Moore, he is drafting up to the 36 of Dennis Moore. No relation to my knowledge. You can see there that the draft is just enough to even out the tire advantage Liera has through the corners. Let's see here. Watch the bottom end speed, about 147 there for Quinton. Only about 149, like barely 149 for Liera. So you can see the distance there, but watch the end of the straightaway speed here for Quinton. 189. For Liera, it's only 188. So Liera is a little bit slower down the straightaway, but faster through the corner. And you see that time by, she was still able to gain a 1/10 of a second. As Ace Rogers is now by Audra Baranowskis, so he will be playing a part in this as a lap down car. A couple more updates on the top 10 as we see Baranowskis 3rd, Jesse Turner 4th, Rob Evans in 5th. Yepes still in 6th place. Henry Sanford up to 7th. Actually, still in 7th, rather. Colt Hudson has driven his way up to 8th. He'll be looking for 7th, man. What a run for Colt Hudson here. I mean, this is great stuff for him. He just had his first top 10 finish of the year at Chicagoland, jumped up 11 spots in the points. This is only his 4th race on the season through 10 races, and he's looking to have maybe another top 10 day here. He jumped all the way up to 40th in points, and he could soon be looking at becoming a threat to race his way back into locked-in territory. Actually, never mind. He has never been locked in his Cup career so far in his time with Bulldog Motorsports in this 93 car. So Colt going to be looking to be locked in for the first time. He's got Lane Sanders in 9th behind them, with Andrew Rich now up to 10th. And Alex Ferranti has driven his way up to 11th. Second round of green flag pit stops is going to begin here with Quinton Moore peeling off on lap 65 Rob Evans will follow him down. So will Diego Yepes. These are the drivers that are going to gain a ton of time on the undercut here. You see Lane Sanders doing it once again. Vince Freeze will follow in as well. Sits 24th right now. So that gives the race lead over to Allison Liera, 2 seconds over Baranowskis. Liera will peel off here on lap 66. So will Audra, so will Turner. So the top 3 of this group going to come down pit road. Colt Hudson will be in. Henry Sanford will stay out. So will Andrew Rich and Alex Ferranti. Oh, and Jessica Shelton just got into Dylan Young coming into pit road. They're a little hot on the part of the O2. That might cost Shelton and Dylan Young some time on track fixing the damage. Henry Sanford inherited the race lead here. It looks like Henry's going to pit. It looks like Ferranti is going to go another lap. So will Andrew Rich. So that means we've got 4 different groups this time around. Oskin, Brock, Charles Sanford, all down pit road here on the overcut. As Nico Tringali, I think he just checked up Rob Evans coming to pit road. See Seth Cole, Christian Vargas, Trey Smith all coming in. So Alex Ferranti, he did this strategy at Chicagoland too. Bit more extreme at Chicagoland and home, maybe just as extreme here at Charlotte because he's staying out another lap. Andrew Rich is going to peel off. He's coming in. Son Keith will follow. Cade Anderson will be in. Stephen Waters. And that should be everyone but the 48. So Ferranti really stretching this thing long. You can see the difference as Quinton Moore just drove by. Now Brommer catching up, checking up a little bit, going high. And Ferranti will come in now on lap 69. And that'll complete this green flag pit cycle. Quinton Moore, once again, your race leader here. A couple of laps after the cycle has completed. Audra Baranowskis and Cole Deaver having similar issues to Fitzwater. They will be a couple laps down now as well. So a tough break for Baranowskis. She was having a heck of a day running inside the top 5. That's a huge tough break for that team. Quinton's got a couple of lap cars now due to the pit strategy groups expanding. So you see Brommer and Vargas side by side behind him. It's Allison Liera, 3.5 seconds back in second place. Man, it has not been Seth Cole's day. He is still 33rd. Just trying to find some way to get himself up the running order. So we see Liera in second. Roy Rippleton has still yet to pit. Remember, he had that oil leak about halfway through the last run. So he's a bit of a roadblock right now. Rob Evans is in third with Diego Yepes in fourth. They're going to look to get by the 83 here. They lost a ton of time because of that. See Audra back on track in 40th. Lane Sanders running in 5th. Jesse Turner 6th. Colt Hudson 7th. Kev Shearer has made his way up into the top 10. He is running in 8th place. Henry Sanford 9th. And then Vince Freeze with that undercut got himself all the way up to 10th. So you see DeLello in 11th and William Brock in 12th. Man, the undercut did a lot for people this time around. Andrew Rich, man, with his overcut, still sits in 14th. How about Alex Ferranti? He's only down to 16th place. Now, I say only, but he's also 18 seconds, make it 19 seconds, behind race leader Quinton Moore. So a ton of time he needs to gain back that he lost. See Nate Rogers in 17th place. Lucas Catano right there in 19th up ahead. Tringali's faded back a couple of positions. I think that's due to strategy. He's 23rd now. Charles Sanford 27th, Keith Rich 28th, and then Sorlin and Dylan Young, man, they are 29th and 30th respectively. But you see right now a ton of people unlapping themselves due to having better tires. And that could be what Liera needs to catch Quinton Moore, is having him get held up by people passing him back to get back on the lead lap. Give a shout out to Diego Yepes, currently running in 3rd place. Yepes has 1 win to his Digital Storm Cup Series career, dating back to Daytona in the summer of 2018. We did not see Diego for a couple of seasons, but he has been back since, I want to say, 2021. It was either that or, yeah, 2021, I want to say. And he's been in this 18 car for Joe Gibbs Racing. So a pretty good run for him here today. He is 5 seconds back of the race leader, Quentin Moore. Lane Sanders, also a great run for him in the 8 in 4th with Rob Evans, currently trying to fend off Jesse Turner for 5th. It's been a pretty wacky season. We've got a pretty wacky top 10 going on here at Charlotte. Some drivers you'd expect in the top 10, top 5. Others, you know, really showing their experience now has really started to matter coming into this 2023 season, 7th season of the series. So, you know, drivers like Jesse Turner in his 4th season, you know, that experience is really starting to show, and everyone's kind of getting equal again, like we used to see in previous years. How about Kev Shearer, 7th? Henry Sanford just getting by Colt Hudson here for 8th, and Alex Ferranti has flown up to 10th. William Brock hot on his tail. Oh, we've got smoke. There's been a crash. Ryan Bromber's around, and the caution is out on lap 90. Oh, slow down, everybody. Oh, they are going to stack up here. This does not look good. Oh, Nate in the freeze. This ain't looking good, guys. What are they doing, man? They are... Oh, here we go. Yep, here we go. Yep. Oh, man. Tringali. Oh, they're piling in. Laura Chung on her side. Oh, this is going to ruin a ton of days. They're still piling in. Jesus. Sorlin's day looks like it's over. And everyone's going to come down pit road here. Quentin Moore, the race leader. So someone spun on the front straightaway, and everyone just slammed on the brakes going into turn 1 because of where Brommer's car was. So a very unfortunate situation, and just you cannot slow down that quickly here. So that was a tough break. I wish the drivers had a bit more heads up to try to go around each other instead of running each other over. But that's really going to shake up the running order now. So Roy Ribbleton had pit a couple of laps ago, and he was hauling past a ton of drivers, and Brommer just did not know he was coming, and that spun Brommer around right in front of Quentin Moore as well. And then you see, you know, Brommer takes the caution. His car is destroyed. And he's trying to file in line, and everyone just starts having to slam the brakes here. I mean, they are hauling. They're used to really being able to lift throughout the corner. And right here, this is where it just kind of, right at Tringali is where it just starts to accordion bad. And then everyone just piles in, gets spun out. You see Charles Sanford. Laura Chung's going to get drilled by Jonathan Zorlin. And I mean, that was just a tough break. Even Seth Cole, who had a bit of extra time compared to them, he even still got into Kate Anderson there. Ribbleton got to go all the way around again, and well, that's a tough break for a lot of those drivers, so we'll have to see how the field shakes up here on the restart. Getting ready to go back racing. We will have 27 laps to go. Now, I'm hearing that teams only filled up their cars enough to where they think they can make it to the finish. Now, one thing that you might say is, well, shouldn't you fill it up all the way? You've been running full run here, yada, yada, yada. Like, are you actually good on fuel? Who knows? We're going to find out, though. Quentin Moore is the race leader. And I'm still trying to figure out who's out of the race. Lucky Dog was the 63 of Ace Rogers, by the way. So Ace back in the race after that early pit penalty on lap 33. Moore, Liera, Lane, Sanders, Yepes, Turner, Evans, Shearer, Hudson, Henry Sanford, Ferranti, the top 10. As Trey Smith looks like he is heavily off pace. And that is going to check up everyone behind 10th. You can just see it's mostly on the straightaway. Car looks fine in the corners, so out of the race. Jonathan Zorlin gonna finish in last today. Dylan Young also out of it. And I think that's it. I think everyone else is still on the racetrack. I see Ribbleton, yeah. I believe everyone else is still on the racetrack. I'm gonna give him another lap here, but we'll go up to the front of the field. Quentin Moore still the race leader. Corey Riggs gonna bring it down pit lane. And yeah, it's just Dylan Young and Jonathan Zorlin out of this race. So Quentin Moore, the race leader. Jesse Turner up to second place, getting by Allison Liera. Same with Yepes, Lane Sanders, Kev Shearer. Did they make a bad adjustment on the 10? That car has looked like it was going to be the class of the field today. But Liera has lost several positions and is continuing to lose positions here on the racetrack. Now with Rob Evans, one of her Evans Gardner Motorsports drivers there, to her inside, racing her for position. And just a reminder, this is Liera's second year with Stuart Haas Racing, driving the number 10. But Liera has now fallen down to 7th place. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. up here with no back end, well, a very damaged back end, and Jesse Turner wants to get by him to race Quentin Moore for the race lead. Right now, the top three is the 16, the 17, and the 18. That's kind of funny. So Fitzwater, though, not playing nice. He's upset with the way his race has gone. And as usual, he is making it difficult for others to get by him, as others always make it difficult for him to get by them when they're the lap cars. So Fitzwater getting a little payback on the field here. But Turner will clear him here through turn 3. Yepes looking like he will clear as well, and that is the case. So top 3 now clear of the lap car. And now with 21 laps to go, the battle can begin as they are 3 wide behind them. Kev Shearer, Lane Sanders trying to get by the lap car of Dennis Moore. As Liera is fading from this pack, and I do not understand what is wrong with that car, but it looks like they made a bad adjustment, to put it bluntly. 18 laps to go. Jesse Turner looking to the inside of Quentin Moore. Turner going to have to check up. That allows Moore to get the run. Right now, the top 3 have pulled away. Lane Sanders, the next one up, looking to get past Zachary Fitzwater Sr. But Fitzy ain't making it easy. He's getting the runs off the corner. He's getting a little draft from Kev Shearer and Rob Evans down the straightaway. This is kind of allowing the top 3 to pull away, but now you see Diego Yepes putting a move on Jesse Turner for second place. That's going to check up Yepes. Gives Turner a run. He's going to make a move for the race lead once more. And man, Quentin Moore, what can you say about the 16? Just think about it, guys. Think about it. He has led this entire race. He has dominated since he undercut the first time by. Turner led earlier, but Moore dominated since then. Turner was never able to get back up to the 16. Diego Yepes, another car we've seen undercutting all day long. He was just inside, or just outside the top 5 on the first run, but he was a couple seconds back, so we really didn't know what he had. But we're seeing it now. He is fighting for the win with these two Roush Fenway Racing teammates. The lone Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota up here at the front of the field. And Toyota has yet to win this season. Toyota not known to win a lot, guys. Another thing to remember, Toyota does not win a lot. They don't got a lot of cars. Evans Gardner Motorsports, though, changed that, switching to Toyota this year, but they have yet to win as well. But the battle continues for second place as Lane Sanders, Kev Shearer, going to start to try to close up the gap and put their hats in the mix to win this race. 10 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and Diego Yepes is looking for the race lead from Jesse Turner. Sanders, Kev Shearer still 4th and 5th, but they are a second and a half back, and they are out of draft to Quinton Moore. So going to be tough for them to close the distance. Rest of your top 10 is Rob Evans, Alex Ferranti, Andrew Rich, Henry Sanford, and Nico Tringali. Liera has fallen all the way down to 13th place. Hearing Liera has been told, I think, after the restart that she might be short on fuel, so I think that car has gone into fuel-saving mode, and that is why she has fallen back. Now, that begs the question, is we're going to go 3 wide almost for the race lead. That begs the question, is everyone good on gas? You'd think they are because they pit with 29 to go. But we've seen over the recent years that sometimes teams just don't get the gas tank full. And to be out of character, that is in fact what happens. The AI don't fill up all the way. They think they're good on a can and a half, and then they get to the end of the race, and they're like, oh, we're a gallon short. We should have taken 2 cans. So the question begs, can the field make it? Can the field make it? You'd think they can make it. 29 laps is not, 27 laps is not a full run. The battle is on for the race lead. Yepes looking to the inside of Turner once again. They're going to catch a couple lappers here as well as Trey Smith is down pit road. He was actually told to go down pit road here to allow the leaders to race it out. So a blue flag moment right there. Yepes to the inside of Turner, getting draft from Quinton Moore. Behind them, Lane Sanders, Kev Shearer. They've been caught by Rob Evans. Can Yepes clear Turner? Oh, not quite. Turner with the run off of turn 4. Dead heat at the start-finish line. 7 1/1000ths was the margin there at 5 to go. So now you see Quinton kind of giving a little help to both drivers, trying to set them up so he can make a move. Trey Smith coming out of pit road. You see the blue flag worked. The leaders get by him as he's getting up to speed. And he's actually going back down pit road. Yepes once again with the nose, that time by 37 1/1000ths of a second. These drivers, guys, none of them have won in a while. Quinton Moore's going high. Is someone going to pit here? I don't know what Quinton Moore was. Quinton Moore just decided to run a higher line. I thought someone was pitting in front of him. Turner and Yepes, they're still neck and neck here for the lead. It'll be 2 laps to go this time by. Moore runs higher up the track once again. Turner with another run. Drivers are pitting. Someone's on pit road. There goes Kev Shearer. He's down pit road. Kev Shearer just pit from 5th. Henry Sanford pit with him. That's going to shake up the top 10. Yepes is clear of Jesse Turner for the race lead. Quinton's running the middle line again. Can Turner do anything to get back Yepes? No, he can't make it. Jesse Turner can't make it. He's going to pit from 2nd. A heartbreak situation here for Turner. Pitting from 2nd place. Unbelievable. Look at all the drivers that pit at 2 to go. My goodness gracious. Nico Tringali, Seth Cole, Kev Shearer, Henry Sanford, they were all short on fuel. Oh boy, watch out. But at the front of the field, winning for the first time since 2018, it's going to be Diego Yepes. Here at Charlotte, he gets it done. Wow, what a finish, guys. The fuel, I told y'all, it was going to be a question mark. That was like half the field. That pit there at 2 to go. Holy cow. I believe Jesse Turner's going to come home 14th. That's a good finish, but that is not where he was running at all today. But Diego Yepes, second career win in the Digital Storm Cup Series. First win for him in 5 years. Fittingly comes around the same time he got the first win, July 4th weekend, just about. A little bit after July 4th weekend. But wow, what a turn of events. Quinton Morgan to come home second after leading the most laps. Andrew Rich, man. Andrew Rich came alive at the end of the race, gets third. Lane Sanders fourth. Rob Evans fifth. Alex Ferranti sixth. Nate Rogers seventh. Allison Liera eighth. So, you know, she was saving gas. I mean, man, she fell back 9 seconds. Colt Hudson ninth. And Samantha Oskin 10th, which to the point of Liera, while she was running in the top 5 at the end there, she did start like 28th. So finishing 8th, that's a pretty good day. Go over some notables here. You see Vince Freeze, Keith Rich, and I think Zach Flickinger. They were the only other ones who made it on fuel. Jesse Turner 14th as well. Last one. One of the last ones to pit along with Zachary DeLello. Henry Sanford 18th, Kev Shearer 19th. Man, Audra Baranowska's, guys, Audra got back to 1 lap down and didn't have to pit at the end there. She comes home 20th. That's crazy. Seth Cole 21st, Nico Tringali 22nd. Charles Sanford, man, from the pole 29th. Jessica Shelton 32nd. She was top 10 all day. And then, yeah, you see, man, Fitzwater 37th, Deaver. And then Dylan Young and Jonathan Zorlin, man, they did not have a good day. So that'll wrap it up for me here from Charlotte. I actually just realized we never went over the point standings coming into this race. I'll go over them now, I guess. Samantha Oskin came into this thing with a 36-point lead over Zorlin and a 38-point lead over Dylan Young. Well, Oskin got 10th. Those two finished 41st and 42nd. So Oskin just gained 30 points on both of those drivers. Kev Shearer, 4th in the points, 42 points back. Nate Rogers, 5th, 43 points back. Nate's going to gain a couple of points, but he's the only one in the top 5 gaining anything because Kev Shearer pit at the end of that race. Charles Sanford, 6th in points, losing points. Keith Rich, 7th. He's losing a point, I think, or 2. Seth Cole, RJ Bishop, and Allison Liera, the rest of the top 10 in the point standings. I mean, no one really gained anything on Samantha Oskin today that's up there fighting for the championship right now. So 10 races down. A lot can change over 10 more races. But we're heading into All-Star Weekend. So without further ado, guys, I will see y'all at Talladega Super Speedway. It's going to be fun. Peace out.